Now, I don't know whose idea it was to take a gun that feels like it should be in the modern day and age and put it in Hunt. That is essentially what the Bornheim suppressor is. It feels so much like a modern, like, Hitman style pistol. I don't know whose idea it was. I think it's still a ridiculous idea. Is it cool? Yes. Do I like it? Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a really interesting gun. Obviously, just starting off this game here with some dualies. And honestly, I just don't even know. Set on fire. Poor placement with the uppercut. I just didn't see this guy. I was like, oh, there's two of you. Okay, well, sure. But yeah, so like, dually, I mean, just Bornheim Silencer. Like, come on, what? Just like, what's going on? Why do we have this gun? It's absolutely ridiculous. Now look, here's the thing. The gun, it's weak as anything. Bornheim has always been a little bit weak in terms of the damage it can do, and this is the same here. You know, this is by no means is this a gun that is like broken or anything like that. Like, it's just not. It's then again, silencer is pretty equivalent to the Bornheim suppressor. I think the Gat silencer actually hits slightly harder. I don't quote me on that. I don't know off the top of my head. But it's, you know, it's the fall off for the Bornheim silencer is quick, like really quick. So yeah, it's not gonna be you know, overpowered at all. It's very much, I don't know if it's a meme, but it very much is a silly gun. I think it's a silly gun, but it's a lot of fun. I have to say, it's definitely fun and interesting to play with. I've played with it now both in dualies, which is what I started with, because I was like, you know what, I want. So I had the I had the uppercut P, and I was like, you know what, I want to use these kind of like as a short range solution. And now here's the thing. It's surprisingly accurate, the Bornheim silencer. Like, if you are still and crouching, you've got a pretty decent chance to hit a shot just from what am I trying to say? A hip fire shot. That's so. Yeah, your hip fire shots with Bornheim suppressor are actually surprisingly accurate. The spread is not much. So dualies is pretty viable, I think. Especially if you are, because obviously you're silent, so you're going stealth. Again, if you're going that stealth mode, I think you've got something that is pretty, you know, half decent at least. I could see this mixed really well in a silenced, silent stealthy build. Something along the lines of like a, you know, dually silenced Bornheim, but then maybe like a silenced Betterly or a silenced Winnie. I do like that frag throw. Yeah, I could see it being a really interesting choice for that silenced gameplay. You can see I'm just hitting all my shots with, like, that was a nice tight spread. It's pretty dang accurate, especially as a dually system. I mean, you know, I think it's viable. It's a viable dually weapon. Yeah, I could see some like really great like ninja-esque style builds where you're just sneaking around, you're jumping on people, you're just like, you know, dueling them down, essentially. Yeah, its biggest weakness is that it's weak, just weak in general. You know, you're gonna to the chest, you're gonna need at least 3 or 4 bullets to kill. Yeah, the other thing I personally don't like is the sights. I'm not a fan of the Bornheim sights, never have been. I don't like the kind of guns that have wide sights. And I think you might know what I mean by that, by just, you know, if you look down the Bornheim, the gun itself is very wide. And the drilling is the same. I don't like wide-sighted iron sights. So that's why I kind of struggle with the Bornheim a little bit. At least aiming down sights-wise. Same reason I struggle with the drilling, personally. But where like the uppercut here is such a more like a going into a point. And that's so much nicer. I mean, the uppercut's got one of the best iron sights in the game. I was not pleased with that. Like, I shouldn't have gotten down to that. It's so easy, but good go for the revive. And I said this in my last video, by the way, but uppercut precision, such a fun gun. Such a fun gun. I know we're talking about the Bornheim today, but I've got to say it again. It's just fun. This entire loadout's fun. Because I just think, like, Bornheim Silencer, it's a fun gun. It feels so different to everything else in the game, but also kind of actually still fit in. Yeah, I don't know, I like it. So I think we end up going for the other boss in this game. It's been pretty quiet. I've dealt with two duos so far, and we've got someone inside. So hey, let's go for the kill. Go for the double. If you know where the window is, you can do a pretty good job of getting in there. Poor guy was hiding, but yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's so fun. I need to. I've been taking the Bornheim recently as a single gun more, and I forgot how kind of fun the dually variant or dually way of doing things is. So I'm gonna need to do that a little bit more. Because just rewatching his footage, I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's actually just really, really fun. Cool. So, yeah, jumping in. I mean, Cyclone. I mean, obviously, obviously. It's my favourite gun. It is my favourite gun ever, just hands down. But yeah, so this is what I was saying about that wide sight. Yeah, it's just a bit too wide for me, and I can't quite naturally get it into the right place without thinking. I think it's just practice, and you know, with the more practice, it'll get better. But yeah, so straight into the boss lair. Pretty early on, which is always good. This was another. Yeah, I believe this was one like completely nuts game. I've been having a lot of those games where it's just kind of completely insane what's going on. I do like those games though. Those games where just you've got like, I was about to say 20, you can't get 20 people in, but like you've got 10 people around and it's just absolute carnage. Nearly died when fighting the assassin, and that's not good. Don't want that. This was a little butt clenching. Definitely a little butt clenching. Having the assassin charge at me when I was trying to heal. I don't know if I've got nectar in this loadout or not. Yes, I do. That answered that question. That answered that question very quickly. Yeah. Not always that proud of dying to the boss, I've got to admit, but it happens. It happens to the best of us. I don't like the assassin. I think the assassin's my most hated boss to take down solo. I mean, it's fine. It's easy enough to do. It's just a pain. Spider's a bit of the same. I find Scrap and the Butcher to be kind of the easiest, I guess. They're like they can be staggered a lot easier. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly, the surfaces in this game drive me mad when trying to place traps. It just drives me mad. It's like there's no reason why a trap shouldn't be in that place. I think the other thing that does annoy me slightly with the Bornheim is the the losing of the bullet when you reload. I know Bullet Grubber will help massively, but it can be a little bit frustrating when, you know, I mean, I have a bit of a habit of shooting and reloading, which can be a little bit, you know, hard to deal with when you start losing bullets when trying to reload. And yeah, I know Bullet Grubber is kind of the answer to that. But often I don't want to waste a slot on Bullet Grubber just for like a Bornheim. Especially when I'm using something like the Cyclone, which doesn't need it. If my main rifle was needed it, like I don't know, the rifle with 3 bullets, long ammo. Honestly, my mind's gone blank. I should actually look things up beforehand. I know what it is, but I can't even think about it like a second. Anyway, so yeah, we're just waiting for people at this point. And there it is. So we officially have people around. Someone sounds like they're climbing the ladder. Someone sneaking up the side there. Might have also been immolator. Oh no, sneaking up the ladder here, that's why. Jumped off. Yeah, it went from one person to no one to suddenly everyone in about 2 seconds. Like, there's teams fighting around, there's it's just like, it was so quiet. And then suddenly there's at least 2 teams, if not a couple of solos and a team, you know? Hit something. At this point, I'm just trying to maneuver to a place where I can, you know, survive, stay alive, etc. Going outside can help. Don't barricade yourself indoors. It doesn't work. But taking the opportunity to run out and in, and yeah, it can work quite well. Of course, I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place here. You know, I've got people surrounding me, people trying to attack me. I've got people up above running on the roof. Obviously got this dead person here, not sure if they're going to revive. We've got someone trying to break down the back door. Somebody who has broken down the back door. And now it's like, right, what are you going to do? Are you going to rush in? Are you going to... Yeah, you're going to do that. So there's so much stuff happening. The fact that you can spam bullets like that, like, it's not levering speed, obviously, but it's pretty damn quick. And he was rushing at me with a baseball bat, like... You can take people down pretty quickly with Bornheim. If you get your hits. Open door, gotta close that. This person wants to revive for his friend, I think. Gone upstairs. Gone up, sorry. Hence why I pushed out. And now we're down to just one more person. Like, from 0 to 1 million, and from 1 million to like 1 in such a short space of time, it's kind of nuts. I mean, you gotta try it. It's I've got FMJ, so one of those loadouts that just needs a lot of like picky reloading. You know, the double reload on the Vesely, the Bornheim reload. You know, if you're gonna want to do it quickly, you need to do it when it's empty. I was just trying to find the best way of like attacking without walking into a shotgun. I'm not sure he has a shotgun, but jumped out the back, I think. Oh no, it was that one. Yeah. Yeah, Centennial. Little rough. Did hit them hard with that cyclone though. So yeah, we now got the poison bug, which always gotta love having the poison bug. Luckily, I'm pretty clued up on how to deal with it, but it can be a bit frustrating. Yeah, vaulting clears it. So down to no more Bornheim. No, sorry, no more Vesely. Down to just the Bornheim itself. At this point, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not feeling too confident now. You know, I know the Vesely is a solid choice for me, and will always is like very reliable for me and my playstyle. Bornheim, not so much. So he was hiding outside, just to the left of the door. And just like, the spread of this gun is so nice. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. This has been the Bornheim Silencer. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and may your hunts be bountiful.